Welcome everyone to EdTech Monday Nigeria, brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with the Co-Creation Hub Limited. EdTech Monday is a platform to facilitate critical conversations on the use of technology for teaching and learning by bringing together key stakeholders, including policymakers, EdTech entrepreneurs, teachers, and parents. Thank you all so much for joining us on this episode of the show. My name is Joyce Daniels, your regular host, and our topic for today is using EdTech to enhance internet safety for learners. Using EdTech to enhance internet safety for learners. Reports indicate that the e-learning market in Africa is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of about 11.2% between 2022 and 2027, with Nigeria being one of the top 5 countries to contribute to this growth. This growth is being promoted by the emerging integration of technology into education, as well as the increased accessibility and affordability of digital devices. So as the digitization of education increases, there is also an increasing concern from parents, school leaders, and teachers about the level of safety young people have or lose as they engage on digital platforms. So how do we ensure that learners are not exposed to threats such as cyberbullying, phishing, online predators, identity thieves, inappropriate content, sex trafficking, and terrorist recruitment and promotion? On this episode of EdTech Monday Nigeria, we'll get parents' perspectives on children's online safety and ways they help their children use the internet safely and responsibly. In addition, we'll also discuss common online threats and ethical or legal requirements to counter them. To you, our listeners, we'd love to hear from you. What safety measures do you take to protect your children as they learn online? Please send your response to edtechmonday@mastercardfdn.org. That is EdTech, EdTech Monday at mastercardfdn.org. Or join our Telegram channel, EdTech Monday Nigeria. Or you can send us a text or WhatsApp message on 0703-165-0809. That is 0703-165-0809. Let us know what you think. Our panelists are here and ready to discuss using EdTech to enhance internet safety for learners. That's our topic on this episode of EdTech Monday Nigeria. So let me introduce those we have with us. Confident Osein, who is a digital citizenship and cyber safety educator with experience in digital education, cutting across EdTech integration in classrooms, online safety, digital wellness, social and emotional learning, and DigCit impact. She is the founder of Internet Safe Kids Africa, a not-for-profit organization that helps the digitally connected child stay safe online, use media and technology responsibly, make the right choices online, and of course, navigate their digital world safely. Confident is a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. She's a Common Sense certified digital citizenship educator, a member of the Internet Society, the Duke of York Inspiring Digital Enterprise Award bronze winner, and Global Citizen Year Academy mentor. Her work and impact in helping young people amplify their voices for good use technology has also earned her recognition by Digital Citizenship Institute USA as an approved DigCit Global Impactor. Wow, Confidence, such a joy to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here. Thank you.
Also with us is Elijah Afolabi, who is a driven young man with a burning passion for finance as well as for impacting the younger generation. He holds a diploma in accounting from the Polytechnic Ibadan and is currently a first-class final year student of accounting at the University of Lagos. He has gained some professional experience with notable organizations, including KPMG, ARM Holding, Bright Network United Kingdom, and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, amongst others. In addition to his passion for finance, he has a budding interest in cybersecurity. Elijah is currently a campus ambassador for the Safe Online with Meta program and has, in the past 3 months, trained over 900 youths on tips and tricks to stay safe online. Elijah, thank you for being here with us. Also joining us is Mr. Olukayode Babalola, a product and environmental designer. He will be sharing his perspectives as a parent on the safety of his children as they learn using the internet. Mr. Olukayode, thank you so much for being here with us.
A pleasure to contribute, Joyce.
Awesome. So my first question is to you, the father, here today, speaking on behalf of other parents. What concerns, if any, do you have about the safety of your child or children as they learn online, and why?
Thanks. Let me first put a disclaimer. Everything I say here is just from experience as a parent. Every parent is concerned. We are concerned about children's safety. The type of concern or the type of concern you exhibit depends on the age of the child, the characteristics of that child. You know, you can see what the child is inclined to do and all. But generally, we don't want our children to get influenced, basically, negative influences. We don't want them to get hurt emotionally. We don't want them to get hurt transactionally, you know, and also physically, because some of these encounters have actually led to people leaving their homes in search of friends or seeming friends, in quotes, and ending up in, you know, funny places. And then we also don't want to hurt their cycle. I'll call it the cycle of development. You don't want to create a trauma, which that child is now going to deal with, you know. And you find out that the younger they are, the more susceptible to the traumas, even though they might not verbalize it, but there is more impact. The older they are, they can resolve better, you know. So basically, these are the areas of concern, you know, of the child, for our children. The internet is deeply penetrative. You know, it comes into your home. It doesn't have gates. You cannot, an intruder, you can man your gates. You can do so many other things. But the internet goes straight into your device, right into his child's head, into his psyche, into his worldview, and it can do irreparable damage.
So share with us measures, if any, that you have taken to protect your children as they learn online. What more do you think can be done or needs to be done, and by whom, in addition to what you're doing already?
My goal there is to try and arm them as much as possible. You see, you don't want to do everything for the child. It's like teaching a lion how to hunt. You don't want to hunt for the cub perpetually. You want to put that cub at different stages with different obstacles and different challenges and watch it surmount those obstacles and steer it to be able to stand firm and become its own self. So for the pre-formative stage and the, you know, formative stages, it's the same principle. Albeit there is more guidance with the younger ones. So I sit with my son, who is 9 years old. I watch what he's doing. I watch the things that pique his interest. You know, I'm particularly sensitive. When I see he's for 2 hours, staying for 2 hours on one game or something, I ask him questions. What's that game about? Who is that person? I also adopt a superhero in that game or a persona, you know, and we start discussing. Now, what am I doing? I'm trying to bring my own rationale into his own context. I'm not trying to take him out of his own context. And I show him the good and the bad in his own context, in his own world there. And sometimes we do a little exercise, you know. We'll now find out who is good and who is bad in his own context, in that his game. And I even threaten sometimes that let us write a letter to the producers of this game. They're going to tell these guys that this guy is bad. What he did is very stupid. So we're going to write a letter and tell them they shouldn't show this Sonic guy again. who did something, somebody kissed on Sonic and did this. I mean, they're not really wrong with kissing, but in our cultural context, I'm trying to, bring the traditions and cultures that I grew up with, that we have here, and insert them into his own context so that he can make his decisions. So I've succeeded in steering him along the path that I think he should go, and equipping him in that internet world, because you like it or not, he's going to be surrounded by this thing. So you can't take him out of it. That's the new language. That's the new culture. So I basically arm them as much as possible to be able to navigate safely by their own. That's really my goal.
Thank you so much, Mr. K. Interesting. We as parents should engage our children, get into their heads, so we teach them values alongside their learning with exposure to technology. We've been listening to Mr. Babalola as a concerned parent on the safety of his children as they use the internet. So as policymakers and child internet safety advocates, we will now ask questions to you. To Elijah and Confidence, whose responsibility is it to protect learners online? We've heard him talk about the parents' responsibility. Who else share in this responsibility? Confidence, would you like to go first?
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you for having me again. So it's not the bulk of any one individual to be responsible for the safety of our kids or young people online. I keep telling people who need to know and hear, parents, educators, teachers, it is a shared responsibility. From the starting point of when any individual or organization decides to create any product or service that leverages technology, from that point, it is the responsibility of whoever is making that creation to factor in risk assessments as concerning the kids who are going to use this technology. So for me, it is our shared responsibility in our own tiny ways, as individuals, as carers, as parents, or whatever we find ourselves to be, as long as we are adults. It is our shared responsibility to make sure that the internet is safe for our young learners. The platforms they are using to learn is safe for them.
When you talk about online safety, just like Confident rightly said, it's no one's responsibility, actually. If you ask me, I would say all stakeholders, are required to ensure that everything we do online. When you talk about parents, parents have a role to play when it comes to online safety. What I used to tell people is that, if you cannot give what you don't have. A parent who does not even know what online safety is about will not be in a better position, to put the children through. So it has to do with the parents, even the government on their own has to put something. In fact, I'm one of the advocates that in our curriculums from the elementary schools, we should have something like online safety.
Are there ways in which policy can influence the promotion of online safety for young learners? Do we also have some examples of effective policy that we have or need?
I always keep saying this about my best example is driving. When we take our cars to drive, there are so many things that are in place to ensure we are safe while driving. Now, people who produce these cars tell us that for you to make sure you're safe while driving, you need to wear your seatbelt. Over here in Nigeria, there was a time it wasn't something we all did, but it was enforced. So policies like, I am developing something for young users and both old users, where I'm developing a platform where they will intermingle. There should be policies that, when these young people go here, they know little or nothing next to life interaction. There should be stuff like technologies that will help them detect hate speech, technologies that will help them detect abuse, sexual extortion, cyberbullying. So in the process of creating all these technologies that all these young people find themselves on, there should be policies around that coming from the side of creators, content creators, and tech service providers that are imbibed into these technologies, that young people should be protected in such a way that whenever they go online and somebody is bullying them, or somebody is saying something not right, or they are seeing something like pornography, there should be something protecting them. And that's where AI comes in, artificial intelligence. There should be, if you are a tech service provider, those stuff should be on your platform, on your product. Then coming from the area of schools, there should be also policies guiding learners, young learners. It's unfortunate that we've not even inculcated the online safety digital citizenship curriculum into our own educational system. Outside there, it's already done. There are platforms where young people cannot use for learning. It shouldn't be just thrown out to them that, oh, this is a platform, use it. There are platforms children should not use. There are times children should not be online. So I keep saying I don't really know. I have not, over the years, training students, I have not seen any school or any organization that has come up with a policy, or even the government, I have not seen. But I suggest that these policies should come into play, especially when it comes to those providing us all these tech products and services.
So Elijah, this question is to you. Many teachers and parents in Africa lack digital skills. You had alluded to this in your earlier comment. What support do you think they need to enable them keep their students safe online?
All right, thank you very much. So there are a lot of support, actually. You know, support is at the core of anything we do, even our services and all of that. So if you ask me, the support I think they need is not just to come from the teachers alone, even from the parents, from the management, and even the government, and even the pupils themselves. You know, we are in an era where you need to let people know the reason why they are doing something. So we even need to bring the pupils to understand the efficacy of getting a training on online safety and all of that. So if you ask me for the support, I think aside from the support from the what I've mentioned earlier on, I will say that they also need seasoned materials, you know, to communicate this better, so that these pupils will better understand. And that is what we do at CCO. Like I said, the Safe Online Meta with program we had for the elementary schools, where we have educators reaching out to school, and the slides are appealing. That's the kind of material I'm talking about. The slides are appealing. They make sure that it visualizes and passes the message, because we know children usually relate more with, you know, pictures and all of that. So it's important that all these things are put in place.
Right. Thank you so much.
First, from the aspect of parents, there are situations where my team and I, Internet Safe Kids Africa, we go out to train parents, and you are told that you just have 5 minutes to talk on online safety and digital citizenship. For me, that is ignorance. That's the height of ignorance. Parents should learn the spaces where they have sent off these children to. Imagine you and I sending off our kids to one of these our shopping malls. We don't just leave them in that shopping mall unsupervised and unguided. So I don't know why, conceptually speaking, we do it as parents when we hand them over these devices connected to the internet. Parents, teachers, everybody that has any young person who is already been given access to the digital space should learn personal development, go to workshops, seminars, trainings, where you will be taught on things concerning online safety. It's not enough to hand over a device to your young person. It is not enough, and come out within the click and boast that, oh, my child is tech savvy. Tech savvy doing what? What is your child doing online? Do you know who is grooming your child online? Do you know what kind of content your child is consuming online? So I'm of the school of thought that parents, caregivers, everybody, adults, Learn. Stop saying, oh, how many tech, I've heard somebody say, how many of these technologies am I even going to learn? Am I going to be on TikTok? No, nobody's asking us to do that. Learn. There's an acronym I call TEAM, TEAM. And I sell it to every parent or every adult who has someone, a young person in their custody. Talk to your children, that is the T, about that digital space. Explore the digital space with them, the E. Agree on what is right online and what is not right. Then there's something called manage their device. There should be a time set aside called Tech Talk Days in your home or family or within your school where you talk about technology with these kids. There are spaces in your home where any internet connected device or non-internet connected device is meant to be. An open space where that is where everybody comes and does anything on technology or whatever. It shouldn't be taken to the bedroom or during lunchtime or breakfast or dinner on the dining. So those are certain things we all have to learn as parents, adults, or anybody who has a young person in their custody.
So is there a role, and if there is, what role would mobile and internet service providers, the ISPs now, play in keeping young learners in Africa safe online? How do we balance the need for online safety with requirements for data privacy?
Okay. First and foremost, I am huge on safety by design. And what do I mean by safety by design? From the very first day any one person, organization, or a team starts thinking of, oh, we want to create a product where people will come together, be them young or old, to access or have a space on the internet to do anything, connect, collaborate, or communicate. Safety should be their number one priority, should be the first thing in their mind when creating these products. And when they have safety at the back of their mind, that brings in what I call user empowerment. No one single service provider should try to create any product with profits being at the back of their head alone. Your product should be something when you are creating, it should be telling the young person, protecting the young person who is about to use it in such a way that they are cautious of their movement around your product. Your product should be something that is protecting them. Safety should be the key thing in whatever mobile service providers or tech products, people rolling out tech products for young people to learn should consider. User empowerment. The platform I'm on, how is it protecting my young person? When my young person comes in, they write their age or write the information of where exactly they are. How is it protecting them?
So this final question is for everyone. What can EdTech companies do to support safety for online students and support a range of stakeholders, parents, teachers, and more toward that goal? And do we have some good examples of existing products tailored to the African context? What are your thoughts?
So EdTech company can do a lot to make sure that these people understand, these things and how to stay safe online. And these are issues around phishing, around, cyberbullying and all of that. For example, a report by UNICEF last year shows that 80% of children across the globe are affected by online safety. For example, they don't understand, and why they are even using the internet, so to say, they were affected by some of these. And one of the things that topped the list was cyberbullying and sexual harassment. And what did UNICEF did? What they did was that they came up with a model. All right, that is the We Protect Global model that have the alliance of about 20 countries to make sure that to have this list of responders such that when this thing happens, these people monitors these children when they use the internet. And when anything of such happens, they take it up and make sure that justice is being served. So if you ask me, I think we can have more of that even in Africa. That is tailored to our needs. You agree with me that we have different culture and all of that. So we need to have more product that is tailored to Africa. as we speak, to the best of what I know, we've not really have, products like that addresses the African. We just have to, borrow from other culture and all of that. So I look forward to this. And this is a fresh call, maybe on the federal government, stakeholders, and particularly the Ministry of Education in partnership with firms to, bring this to the fore.
I won't lie to you, a lot of EdTech organizations, they're actually rolling out nice, great tools that are empowering young people. Like I always, with my team, Internet Safe Kids Africa, all we actually do is help the digitally connected child stay safe online. And when we go to schools, we don't just tell them stay safe. We expose them to tools, EdTech tools that will help them not just stay safe, but also learn. And when it comes to online safety, there are a lot of tools. There is the Microsoft Help Safety app. There is Bounty, there is Wakelet, and a whole lot of them that students can use in learning. One of the things some of these tools do is they help the students protect themselves from harsh comments online, help them protect themselves from cyberbullying. Then there's also the case of inclusiveness, where a lot of students might not just look like or be who other students expect them to be. There are great tech companies who has also brought up nice tools that can help us stop all this bias. Maybe someone is colored or someone is acting a way and that person doesn't act. So there is a lot of tools that EdTech companies have come up with that it's very great for learning. So I would always encourage and advise young adults, school owners, teachers, parents, that some of these tools, they should Google or use any other browser, search them out and give it to their children who are maybe using these platforms or using it to learn.
I think we've had a very interesting discussion. What I would like to say, my final take on how EdTech companies can help is simply embody the personification of the whole, especially when you are interacting with the children. Now, what I'm saying is that, yes, you are in here to make money. You're a profit-making organization, but also realize that you are talking or you are relating, your client base are children. And there's a collateral cost in actually misrepresentations and anything that can damage those children, which goes beyond any amount of money you're going to make. So you need to embody the father or the parent, the parental figure. You need to embody the culture as well as the business side of you. So it's an ethic thing, and I hope that the EdTech companies will, at a point in time, start taking this part seriously and have a parental cap or parental department that actually also contributes to their work and their outputs, a cultural department that actually makes sure that what these children are, what they are selling to these children is true to the culture and does not compromise on the age-old traditions and the foundations that they've been brought into.
So it's like localizing. It's global, you make profit, but localize it to the context and area which you're selling to, imbibing cultural norms and values as well. We'd like to say a big thank you to our panelists today. But before we let them go, we'd also say thank you to you all who've been listening on the show. We would love to hear from you. What safety measures do you take to protect your children as they learn online? What safety measures do you take to protect your children as they learn online? Please send us your response to EdTech Monday at MasterCardFDN.org. That's EdTech Monday at MasterCardFDN. That's short for foundation, MasterCardFDN.org. Or join our Telegram channel, EdTech Monday Nigeria. You can also send us a text or WhatsApp message on 0703 165 0809. That is 0703 165 0809. Thank you so much, Mr. Babalola. Thank you to Confidence Osein, and thank you to Elijah Afolabi for being our guests and discussants on the show today. And to our viewers on YouTube, thank you and look out for us again, same time next month. My name is Joyce Daniels. Bye for now.